Imagine waking up one day and realizing that your property, your rights, even your freedom could be taken away, not because you broke a law, but simply because someone powerful decided it. That's not a dystopian movie plot. That's life in a society without the rule of law. Today, let's break down what the rule of law really means, why it's the backbone of good governance, and how it protects ordinary citizens, like you and me, from abuse. At its core, the rule of law means that laws apply to everyone, equally. No one is above the law. Not presidents, not judges, not billionaires. The same rules that apply to the weakest citizen apply to the most powerful leader. This sounds obvious, but history shows us it's not always the reality. In some societies, leaders act like they are the law. That's called rule by law, where laws are used as tools of power. The rule of law is the opposite. It limits power by binding everyone to the same legal framework. Without the rule of law, people in power can act arbitrarily. Imagine you're running a small business. If a local official can shut you down without legal grounds, your livelihood is at their mercy. Or consider free speech. If criticizing a leader can land you in jail without a fair trial, society becomes driven by fear, not freedom. The rule of law protects citizens from these abuses by ensuring predictability. You know what is legal and what is not. Accountability. Authorities must justify their actions. Fairness. Disputes are resolved in courts, not in backrooms. Take South Africa after apartheid. The country deliberately strengthened its constitutional court to ensure no government, present or future, could strip people of their rights again. That's the rule of law in action, creating guardrails for society. Or look at Estonia, a small country that invested heavily in transparent digital governance. Every citizen can see who has accessed their personal data, even government officials. This reduces abuse and builds trust. On the other hand, think about cases where the rule of law breaks down. In authoritarian regimes, leaders often change laws overnight to silence opponents. Citizens lose faith in justice systems, corruption spreads, and inequality grows. Some argue that strict adherence to the rule of law can slow down decision-making. For example, during emergencies, governments sometimes bypass normal procedures to act quickly. Critics say the law can be too rigid in such moments. But supporters counter that bending the rules, even in crises, risks creating precedents that erode freedoms over time. The balance, they say, is to design laws flexible enough to allow emergency action, but with clear checks and limits. Now, you might be thinking, I'm just a student or a young professional. How does this affect me? The truth is, the rule of law shapes the society you live in. It's why your degree is recognized, why contracts are enforceable, why you can express your opinions online. It's what separates stable democracies from fragile states. Even in developed countries, it's not guaranteed. Citizens must constantly guard against erosion of rights, corruption, or unchecked power. The rule of law is more than a legal phrase. It's a shield, protecting citizens from the arbitrary use of power. Without it, justice becomes selective, freedom fragile, and trust in institutions vanishes. So here's a small challenge for you. Take 5 minutes this week to look up how your own country ranks in rule of law indexes, like those published by the World Justice Project. Then reflect, does that ranking align with your everyday experience? Being aware is the first step to safeguarding the rule of law in your community, because in the end, it doesn't just protect citizens in general, it protects you. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more videos on governance explained simply. Let's keep learning and building a generation that doesn't just live under the rule of law, but defends it. Thank you for watching.